AITA for kicking my long-term partner of 6 years out of our apartment after discovering they were cheating on me, engaging in disturbing online behavior, and lying about their actions. I, 20F, had been with my partner, 19F, for 6 years. Our relationship started back in middle school, and for most of that time, we've been primarily online. We went through the ups and downs of growing up together, but we always made it work. We both come from very complicated backgrounds of trauma, and while I try not to let my diagnoses define me, my partner has been diagnosed with ADHD and bipolar disorder. They also insist that they have autism and DID, dissociative identity disorder, though they've never been formally diagnosed with those last two. As we've been navigating life and our relationship, they've been on medication, while I've been managing my own mental health in other ways. We've always been open with each other about our struggles and worked through them, but I never anticipated finding out that my partner was hiding something so deeply hurtful from me. To move for a while, I was making decent money working as a night crew stalker at an employee-owned grocery store in Montana. I'd been saving up for months, planning my move, and trying to start a new chapter with my partner. I'd been pretty content living my life in Montana, but I was excited about the idea of building a life together, so I made the decision to move. My partner had just started working at their dream job at an electronics repair company in Virginia, though they were only working part-time at the time to cover their side of the bills. I made sure to save up enough for the flight, the move, the apartment, and even extra for emergencies. While my partner didn't have as much money saved up, they'd expressed anxiety about the move, which was stressing them out even though we had been planning it for months. So, I packed my bags and made the flight across the country to be with them. When I landed and finally got to hug them for the first time in person, I felt a sense of relief and excitement that I had made it. We spent a month staying at their parents' house, cleaned it up a bit, and left it in better condition than when we arrived. We also adopted a cute kitten, which I love dearly. Eventually, we got our own apartment, settled in, and things seemed to be going great. The first red flags. Things started changing after we got the apartment. My partner had always been a Linux user, which I knew about, and they insisted on privacy for everything, even using encrypted apps like Telegram, Element, and Gojim. I respected their privacy, even though I didn't understand much about the technical aspects of it all, but I started feeling uncomfortable when, out of curiosity, I decided to look through their phone while they were asleep. I stumbled upon a whole bunch of messages on Discord, which were flirtatious and seemed to cross a line with how they spoke to others. Some messages even referenced sexual roleplay. I tried to let it slide at first because I wasn't sure what to make of it, but then I found something that I couldn't ignore. They had been roleplaying as children with much older individuals in deeply inappropriate contexts. I didn't even finish reading, but I knew it crossed a boundary that I wasn't okay with. I decided to confront my partner the next day when they woke up. When I did, I also found that they had been sending pornographic content, including characters that looked childlike, and it disgusted me to my core. While I'm not entirely sure if it technically qualifies as child pornography since it was drawn, it still made me incredibly uncomfortable. I felt betrayed, and I needed answers. I started digging further into their apps. They had encrypted platforms like Telegram and Element, where they had access to bots that generated images. Some of the images were inappropriate and disturbing drawings of children and animals in sexualized situations. I was horrified. It wasn't just one app, it was several, all filled with things I couldn't unsee. The confrontation. When I confronted my partner, they initially lied about it, but when I showed them the messages I had found, they admitted to it. They explained that their past trauma, including being assaulted as a child, had led them down this path. They admitted that this had become a kind of addiction for them, and it was tied to control over their own emotions and experiences. They acknowledged that they had been talking to groomers in the past, and I tried to be understanding. I encouraged them to seek therapy, and we agreed that we would look into it after we had settled into our new life. I tried to take control of the situation by blocking the people they had been talking to, hoping that it would help them heal and move on from this, but then things just didn't improve. My partner continued to reach out to those people through alternate accounts on Discord, and it felt like the issue was getting worse instead of better. The discovery of cheating. A week or so after this, I was sitting with my partner in our bedroom, filling out job applications. While I was on their PC, I got a Steam notification. When I opened it, I saw a message from someone telling my partner to fuck off, and it became clear that they were cheating on me. I was completely shocked and heartbroken. When I confronted them, they broke down, claiming it wasn't them and that it was one of their alters due to their DID. I wasn't sure how to process that. I had known about their supposed DID for a while, but I had never taken it as seriously as I probably should have. But after everything that had happened, I just couldn't take it anymore. In a fit of rage and confusion, I yelled at them for what felt like hours. I told them they needed to leave the apartment so I could have some space. They agreed and called their mom to explain everything, and I listened in, adding to the conversation. After they left, I ate a pizza to calm down. But then everything just spiraled from there. The fallout. 2 hours passed, and my partner went missing. I tried contacting them but got no response. Later, I found out that they had been admitted to the ER and had been there for almost 4 days. I had no access to their accounts, no way of contacting them, and no idea what to do next. My name is on the lease, so I'm legally responsible for the rent, but I'm unsure how I'll be able to afford it on my own while my partner is in the hospital. I'm left with little to no support, and the whole situation feels completely overwhelming. My dilemma: I'm wondering if I was too harsh in kicking them out after everything that happened. I know they have their mental health struggles, but I feel betrayed and hurt by their actions. At the same time, I feel guilty for kicking them out when they were clearly in a vulnerable state. I don't know if they'll ever be the same person I once knew, and I'm not sure how to move forward from here, both emotionally and financially. Should I have given them more time to process everything? Was I too quick to make the decision to ask them to leave?